Hello and welcome to the Board of Supervisors meeting, August 5th, 2020. Today, in order to make public comment, you will need to dial in 646-558-8656 and enter meeting ID 862-1823-8683, followed by the pound or hash sign. If you are watching on social media, please understand there's a slight delay. So if there is a topic that you are interested in, please call in a little early. Thank you, and I'll pass this off to Fred.
Thanks, Monica, and welcome to this August 5th meeting of the Board of Supervisors. I call it to order and ask you to recite with me the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance
to the flag
of the United
of the United States
of America
and to the
and to the
republic
republic for
which it stands,
one
one
nation,
under God, indivisible, with liberty and
and justice for all.
I will now call the roll. Supervisor Blundy,
Here.
Supervisor Lewis,
Here.
Supervisor McCartney,
Here.
Supervisor Grenier is absent, and I am here. We have a quorum. This meeting is in session. Because of the storm yesterday and the many people that are still out of power, we're going to forgo most of the agenda this evening and only deal with time-sensitive issues. So with that, we're going to go right to item 8, which is the engineer's report. Mr. Pockel, can you give your report at this time?
Actually, Fred,
I'm sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry. You're right. I'm sorry. Before we go to there is a couple of announcements that we need to get through first.
Yeah, I just wanted to remind everybody, especially in wake of the storm, that the recycle yard will be open on Monday from 7 to 3. So 7 to 3 Monday, please bring by any branches or other appropriate waste.
Ms. Ferguson?
Mr. Chair.
Go ahead, Mr. Lewis.
Yeah, I just, if I could get everybody for a moment to keep Supervisor Grenier in your thoughts. He's had a very difficult pneumonia, and we're hoping for a negative COVID test. And so he's been going through a difficult time. So I hope everybody consider him and hope root for his fast recovery so that he'll be back soon.
Thank you, Mr. Lewis. Mr. Ferguson?
Yeah, I want to ask a question first, Mr. Weiss, if I could. Monica, is there anybody from BOMA that's called in at this point?
Yes.
So, Mr. Weiss, when we were quickly going over this, the one other discussion item essentially that on there that is be time sensitive would be the renewal of that agreement. Is that, can we have that come up, or what's your preference?
No, we can, if it's time sensitive, we should discuss that. So instead of the engineer's report, we'll go one down to item 7. We'll have the we'll have the BOMA presentation at this time.
I'm sorry, BOMA is not on the line. They didn't think they were going to be on the agenda tonight, so they did hang up.
Okay, well, we'll move that to the following meeting then, Mr. Weiss. Dr. Weiss, I apologize.
No problem. Item 8, engineer's report. Mr. Pockel.
Okay. The 2 items on the agenda that are time sensitive. The first item is to consider the escrow release for Regency at Yardley South development. That's the carriage homes. Phase 3, this is for sidewalk improvements that they had made and trees that were planted earlier this year. So we are recommending an escrow release for phase 3 in the amount of $56,970.00.
So moved.
Second.
There's a motion and a second to release the escrow. Any discussion from the board? Any public discussion, Monica?
No.
Hearing no further comments, we'll call the question. All those in favor of releasing the escrow, signify by saying aye and raise your hand.
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? 4-0. Release escrow.
Thank you. Next item is to consider the escrow release for the Regency at Yardley South development. Same development, the carriage homes. This is for phases 4 and 5, which were initially connected into one escrow account. So we are recommending an escrow release. Again, this is for sidewalk and trees that were planted. We are recommending an escrow release in the amount of $147,217.50.
So moved.
We got a-
Seconded.
Got a motion from Mr. McCartney, second from Ms. Lundy. Any comment from the board? Is there any public comment, Monica?
No public comment on this.
Hearing no further comments, all those in favor signify by saying aye and raise your hand.
Aye.
Aye, 4-0, thank you. Any other escrow releases, Ms. Proctor?
No, that's all I have.
Good, very good, thank you. We'll then go to item 10, which is the manager's report. Mr. Ferguson.
Thank you. Monica, is Mr. Otero available to come on?
Yes, we'll bring him in.
So we approved a golf cart lease here, I think shortly after I started in 2018. This is a subsequent lease for a 5-year deal through CoStars, which is a consortium bid that we follow, as you all know, for cars and various pieces of equipment. The one thing of note with this lease is that the payments for this, it's an annual payment, begin in May of 2021.